Good morning, Tony Sycamore here, bringing to you a video review for the key charts of interest for the week starting the 5th of April 2021. Let's start with the S&P 500. Some big developments there last week as it closed above 4,000 for the first time ever. And I think what we can now look towards is a move towards 4,100 as we move the top line of this trend channel higher, and I'd expect to see the S&P push up towards this trend line resistance in the first few weeks of April. After that, I'd be preparing for a pullback. We do start to get some seasonal weakness into May, but in the interim, I think you have to allow this choppy trading that we've seen, a continuation of this 2 steps forward, 1 step back pattern into mid to late April before I think we start to see a more meaningful pullback. Keeping in mind, if the S&P was to break below 3,800, this interim trend channel here, that should open up a deeper decline towards 3,600. Looking at the local market, the ASX 200, it's had a number of attempts in recent weeks at this 68.60 resistance area. It's failed on 4 occasions. There's been sellers lurking above here, and this quite clearly is a level that needs to break for the ASX 200 to do the equivalent push higher into the end of April that we were just talking about with regards to the S&P 500. So you could see the ASX 200 push up towards 7,000, 7,500, presuming this 68.60 level breaks. Also, on the downside, there is some trend channel support. That's coming in at this point of time around 6,700, but we do have some good horizontal support coming in around 6,650. So here is your support, a break of this resistance, and I think it looks good for a push higher into the mid to late April time window. Changing now to look at currencies. I really like this chart of the Aussie dollar. Spoken about it before, but in a nutshell, there is a nice 5-wave rally from the November lows coming in around 69.91, which is by definition an impulsive move. The primary trend is higher. This corrective pullback from the 80.07 high is what we call a 3-wave ABC correction, which once it's complete should be followed by a resumption of the uptrend. Now, this bullish reversal candle that occurred late last week, I think is a good sign that we're getting very close to a bottom in this area. If you recall, last week we spoke about allowing for one more push lower. That played out really nicely, and now it's up to the Aussie to convince us that the uptrend has resumed. Above 76.65, these 2 highs here would be a very good start, but I'd like to see it get above 77, the figure 77.20. There's a number of lows around this 77 cent area, 77.05, 77.10s, above there, and I think you can start to look for the Aussie to push higher up towards 80 cents, a retest and break of this 80 cents high. One of the reasons I do like the pattern that's unfolded in the Aussie is because of what I'm seeing in the copper chart. And the copper chart, after an impulsive push higher through the second half of, well, basically since the March lows, you can see that it's formed a nice contracting triangle, which to me has unfolded in 5 ways, an A, B, C, D, E. And after this triangle starts to get more and more compressed, the price action becomes more compressed in the triangle, you usually see a resolution towards the upside when you see this type of pattern unfold. Now, the actual confirmation that the uptrend in copper has resumed would be a break above this wave D high and above the trend channel or the triangle resistance coming in around 408, 409-ish. So keep an eye out for this one. Looking now lastly at sterling, and sterling has been impulsively rallying since the March 114.11 low up to this 142.43 high. And then we mentioned this corrective pullback just a few moments ago in the Aussie, a similar corrective pullback. You can see another 3-wave type pullback has occurred in sterling down towards this 136.70 low. I like the fact that sterling has been able to reclaim the broken uptrend line. That's a really good sign. And if we can see sterling push above this triangle resistance or this trend line resistance and this high over here, looking at around 138.50, 138.60-ish, I think that would be a really good signal that the uptrend is likely to resume in sterling and that we are likely to see a push up towards this 142.43 high with scope up towards 145, the figure. That is all for this week. Thank you for listening. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if you want to find out more about our trade ideas, visit our website and you can trial our reports. Thank you very much for listening.